Hello! Today we are going to be speaking about should for advice and suggestions. So let's begin. First of all, what is should? Should is a modal verb that we can use to give advice, to make suggestions, to showcase obligation, to make predictions, and to give warnings. However, today we're only going to focus on using should for giving advice. Let's take a look at the example that we have right here. It says, use should to give advice or talk about what is right to do. Example, you should obey the traffic laws of this city. So, how do we use it? What is the structure that we're going to use when we want to use should for suggestion? For positive statements, we are going to use the structure of subject followed by should followed by verb in the base form. Remember that you always need to use the base form of a verb after a modal. Some examples are, you should sleep more. She should see a doctor. They should go to the cinema. So, as you can see, you can use should followed by any verb as long as it is in the base form. Let's practice. Okay, so here we have three situations. Number one, it says, I have a headache. Number two, I want to go to the cinema, but it's raining. And three, I'm tired. Think about these situations. What should they do? What can you advise that they do? So, for the first one, I have a headache. You can say, you should take a pill. For the next one, I want to go to the cinema, but it's raining. You can say, you should take an umbrella. And for the last one, I'm tired. Maybe you can say, you should rest. Are there any other options that you can think about? Tell me about it. Now, for negative statements, when we want to say that someone doesn't have to do something, if we want to advise something, but using the negative statements, you are going to use the structure of subject, followed by should not, and then the verb again in the base form. So basically, you're going to use should not for the negative statements. Let's take a look at some examples. You can say, you should not drive when you are tired. He should not spend so much money on shoes. We should not travel alone. Or, they shouldn't walk barefoot. As you can see, you can also use the contraction shouldn't, which is the combination of should plus not. And then we have one more example. You should not bring so many suitcases. So for negative statements, remember to use should not or shouldn't followed by a base form verb. Let's practice. Okay, so here we have some sentences. Please look at these sentences. Pause the video if you need more time, and then we're going to see what are the right answers. Think about should and shouldn't. How would you give advice with these sentences? Let's see. For the first one we have, you shouldn't eat a lot of candy. It's not healthy. For number two, you should eat a lot of fruit. It's very good for your digestion. Number three, you should drink a lot of water. You have to be hydrated all the time. Number four, you shouldn't drink a lot of soda. It has a lot of sugar. Number five, you should exercise a lot. It's good for your respiratory system. 6, you shouldn't watch a lot of TV. You can do something that is more productive. Number 7, you shouldn't eat a lot of chocolate. It's not good for the skin. And 8, you shouldn't play a lot of video games. You could try going outside for a walk. Very good. So this is how you can use should and shouldn't to give advice. However, before we continue, I also want to let you know how can you ask and answer questions using should. When you want to ask a question, remember that you have to switch the order of the subject and the modal. So in this case, you're going to start the questions with the modal. So that means that the question is going to start with should, followed by the subject, followed by a verb in the base form. Let's take a look at some examples. There we have, should I go? Should you go? Should she go? Should it go? Should we go? Should they go? So it's very easy to remember to just sweep the order of the modal with the subject. And the verb will always be in the base form. Then when you want to answer, for a short answer that it's going to be positive, you can say yes, subject should. For example, should I go to the clinic? Yes, you should. And depending on the subject, you can also say yes, he should, yes, she should, yes, it should, yes, we should, or yes, they should. Finally, to answer with a negative answer using no, you're going to be able to use no followed by the subject followed by shouldn't or should not. For example, should I go to the clinic? No, you shouldn't. No, he shouldn't. No, she shouldn't. No, we shouldn't. No, they shouldn't. You can use should not, but it's more common to see shouldn't in this sort of situation when you are answering in the short form any question with should. So finally, to finish off, remember that should is a modal that we can use for giving advice. After should, you will always use a verb in the base form. When you are asking questions, remember to start those questions with should. And that should and shouldn't can be used for giving advice. Thank you so much for watching.